right, TFG Nation, thank you so much for coming on another episode of the podcast. We have with us today the man, the myth, the legend, Hillbilly Jayy. What's up, buddy? How are you?
What's going on?
Not too much. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. For those of you who don't know, he started out doing parody videos, which were hilarious. So he remade a bunch of awesome songs like She Got the Best of Me and Buy Me a Boat, which are two of my personal favorites.
Penis Colada.
Penis Colada, which is another one.
Come on.
And now he's got a country rap album that is absolutely amazing called Living the Dream. And man, we're so excited. Like, I know that you read all my messages and probably like, all right, this guy's way too excited for this interview. But you know, he's like, you're starting to wonder. You probably got to put the stalker alert on me or something. But yeah, man, we're just so excited to have you here today. So thank you so much, man.
Yes, we appreciate it.
For sure, man. To be here.
Yeah, hell yeah. So we'll get right into it. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man. So where are you from? How you get started? Let's hear all of it.
Well, I grew up right outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, about 20 minutes outside. Little town called we always call it Frogtown, but it's considered Miami town on the map. But I grew up out there. Grew up in single wides back in the woods, man. My dad was like a real naturist kind of guy. He we chopped up wood, stuff like that, had wood burning stove. We hunted and fished, all kinds of cool shit like that. So I got to experience a lot about the outdoors at a early young age. But yeah, man, I come from the country, man, and I love it.
Hell yeah. So we're both small town guys. We're from Dansville, which is up here in Michigan, and we graduated with like 70 people. So he gravitated a little bit towards the Lansing area, and then I'm from Bunker Hill. So I feel that relationship with you. And then also to listen to your album, there's so many songs on there that you really get deep into that. You know what I mean? Like and talk about that. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely hit a lot of hard times, man, in my childhood and early adult ages growing up. So I at a very, very young age, I learned how to survive with basically nothing. No electricity, no running water, basically eating stuff that we catch and kill. I mean, it was like some real survivor type shit 80% of my childhood.
Wow.
So yeah, it was hard times, but at the same time, I'm thankful for it because in the world we live in today, you never know what's going to happen. And if shit hits the fan, I'm automatically prepared for whatever. I got everything I need right here, and I could survive with close to nothing and make sure me and my family's taken care of no matter what.
Hell yeah, that's admirable, man. I appreciate that. I know Jeff's been fishing kind of.
I was jumping right into the fishing part. I'm like, this guy knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
See, yes. See,
hell yeah.
I got into it this year, man, and it's been stupid how much I've gotten into it. It's so much fun, so relaxing. Got my son into it. My nephew's all into it as well too. My dad does it some. God, there's nothing like being out there and just enjoying the environment. And then there's nothing like that thrill too. Like when you feel that first little tug. Oh, you're like, fuck yeah, here we go. Let's do this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. That's the best.
Yeah.
But touching on what he said though, because I mean, you said it as well too. Growing up, small town, I want to automatically go right to one of the songs on the album, the Small Town Summer Nights. I heard that on the way home today, and it just it starts out acoustic, and it's awesome. And then the beat comes in, and I love those type of the songs. So you drew a lot of that the song from probably growing up, and like I mean, you say it in the song. It's like that's what you're used to. So, how easy was it? Is my question to that. How easy did that song come to you?
I wrote that song in about 4.5 minutes.
Hell yeah!
The whole song. The first chorus and the second was pretty easy. I was just the only thing I was having trouble with for a second was the hook. So I was just like trying to get the hook together. But as far as like, yeah, it was pretty easy to write because I was just pulling out of the memory bank. I heard it, and when I heard the instrumental, it kind of took me back to like being a young teenager and hanging out with all my friends, being wild, doing the shit we used to do back in the day, but at the same time, like making a lot of really good memories. Mm-hmm. And so once I got that hook road, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. So I was just pulling out of my memory, man, and then it turned out really good. It's actually one of my favorite songs.
Hell yeah, it turned out great.
I love it. It's one of my favorite songs on the album.
So when we're talking about making memories, and I like this because you're from a small town, we're from a small town. The shit that you get into just for entertainment on a Friday night, hell, even sometimes on a Wednesday night. Jimmy, I have one memory that comes to mind with us and a bonfire and a fucking sunfire car just jumping cornfields. What is when you think back and you just like, you have that moment and you just reflect and you let out that little bit of a laugh. What memory comes to mind when you're like, fuck, how did we not die?
Oh man, those were we had some good ones. But I'd say, touching on that one, how did we not die? Probably 16. Me and some of my buddies were getting into a phase around the age of 16 where we were buying these beat up, broken down cars. And we didn't care if they had titles. We didn't care if they didn't run, just as long as we can get them for super cheap. Because most of my buddies were really mechanically inclined, and we can get them running for a short period of time, which is all we needed. But so basically what I'm getting at is we used to buy these cars, and we had a big gravel pit behind the road where we all grew up on. And we used to take these cars, man, and we'd beat the brakes off of them back in the woods. And then finally, when it was time where we knew that they were about to blow up, we would ramp the cars into the gravel pit. So those were really good times. And there was a couple sketchy times where it was like, you know what, man, I was scared as shit back at that point, and I thought I was really going to die, man, but it was so much fun. So, yeah, man, there's a couple of those times had me a little on edge, but I look back on it like, yeah, man, those were really fun times. I miss doing dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
And we did that gravel pit was not just where we did cars. I mean, we did everything. We ramped bicycles, dirt bikes, anything with a motor. We just really had a lot of fun doing that, man.
That's awesome.
And then we had to grow up and have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, little money suckers.
That's hilarious. Now tell me how you went from, your childhood and everything to doing these videos and parodies. Like how did that transition happen? Like to get on Facebook and YouTube and do all this? Like how the hell did that even happen?
So I have been obsessed with music my entire life. My dad was a drummer. My mom was a big time singer. We used to live in the inner city when I was real young. And my brother, he was like real big into rap. So he was like rapping all the time, and he was like my idol growing up, but he ended up getting stabbed when I was like 6 years old. And my dad was like, nope, I'm done with this stuff. So he packed us and all of our shit up and moved us out to the country. But I was always real fascinated with music. And about the age of 13, I started writing my own songs. I remember I used to have notebooks full of songs that I would write, all these raps and all these rock and roll songs that I used to write. And I still do to this day. And so all my friends growing up, anytime we'd get drunk or get a little stoned or something like that, it'd be like, Jay, man, come on, start busting some raps, man. And I'd get a little buzz on. And even if I didn't have a buzz on, man, and they wanted it, man, I'd just rap about anything. I mean, you can give me a topic, I could rap about shampoo for 3.5 minutes, and I just go for it. And half the time it was just stuff that they wanted to hear me rap, because they knew most of the time I had that goofy personality. So they knew it was going to be something that just made them laugh their asses off. And that was like the best when everybody's high.
Yeah.
So I was like their go-to, but it kind of sucked for me because when I smoked weed with them, I always got paranoid, man, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, man, it's always been there. I've always wrote music. And so as I got older, it started to transform into something different. So yeah. Give me 1 second.
Yep, you're good.
But anyways, yeah, that's my daughter taking out the trash.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's actually she's 5'7".
What?
I'm 5 foot.
What?
You're 5'5" and she's 5'7". How old is she?
13.
Oh my god.
You got a 13-year-old? How old are you?
I'm 31.
Are you really? I got you.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Started pretty young then.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
Growing up, man, my dad, he used to always have friends come over and they would play the guitar, they would drum, they'd sing all night. So it was just like, I grew up around music, man. It was always about music every weekend, all the time. And my mom was real big into music and stuff. My brother was. So I knew one day, I always had it in my mind that I was going to be a musician. I just didn't know which genre I was going to be in because I love all different genres of music. I didn't know where it was going to go or anything like that. But yeah, and then I ended up making a I made my YouTube when I was about 25. Do you guys have any questions before I jump into that?
No, this is perfect.
No, I'm right here with you, man.
Yeah.
I did music all through high school, and right at graduation, I went on tour for 6 months. So like I feel that coming up playing music and just having that love for it. I mean, I was snooping for Christmas presents one year and I found my dad's old classical like nylon string guitar. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I picked it up and I just taught myself how to play. And I didn't stop for the longest time. I did dial it back quite a bit when I found out I was having my daughter, just because I wanted to focus on that and figure that out. I had my fun. I went on tour, met a lot of people, saw a lot of cities, and I was just like, you know what, this is the next adventure that I'm going to focus on. So
Like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
So hit us with the YouTube.
Yeah, let's hear the YouTube stuff, man. How the hell did you start that? 25, you started it. All right.
Yeah, I fired up that YouTube, and actually it might have been, yeah, I take that back. I actually no, that was about right. About 25. I uploaded some videos that I had. That was my intentions. Was when I started my YouTube, I just wanted to upload videos of just me and my friends having fun and stuff like that. And I wanted YouTube to be a place where I can always go back and watch some videos, because I always used to go through phones left and right, and I didn't ever want to lose those videos. So I started uploading videos of us riding dirt bikes and four-wheelers and having parties and campfires and stuff. One of my first videos, I can't remember if I still have it or not. I think it got deleted. One of my very first YouTube videos was me and my friends ramping a bonfire on bicycles. So, but as I got a little bit older, I started uploading videos of comedy skits. Like I was doing different stuff and just trying to get in. I was like following. I was real big into Rodney Carrington at that point in my life.
Hell yeah.
So I was like, man, this is who I want to be. This is the guy. This is my hero. This is it right here. So I was like, I'm about to start becoming a comedian. And so I started doing all these comedy skits and stuff like that. And then it wasn't really paying off. I think I had like 61 subscribers before I did my first parody. But I was so thrilled with them 61 subscribers. I was like ecstatic about it. Like, oh yeah, somebody actually enjoys my shit. They think I'm hilarious. Like, I was stoked about it, man. And then I made my first parody.
Hell yeah.
So,
what was the first parody?
So my very first parody, I started working at a new job, and dude, I'm sorry. I'm looking at a praying mantis that just came popping up out of nowhere. And that is so awful. But anyway, I started working at this new job. I just moved back to the city because I met my girlfriend, and she comes from the city and I come from the country, but we were dating for a while, and we ended up getting an apartment together back where she's from, closer to Cincinnati. So I moved back to the city and I got a job close to downtown. And I started working at this job. It's a metal shop, really good job, really good people. But the area was like nothing I've ever seen before. Like there was like obvious drug deals right out in the open, like gunshots all the time. And then after about 6 months of being there, I started noticing the hookers, and I had never seen a real hooker before, and I've never seen what they do. And so I would go out on my lunch break every night about 9 o'clock, and I would watch these hookers get in these guys' cars, and they go down the street, and then 10, 15 minutes later, that car would drop them right back off to where they picked them up. And it really didn't click at first until my forklift driver was like, oh, there's Street Booty, and there's Redhead Rhonda. Like, they had actual like nicknames for all these different hookers and stuff. And so we had this one girl named Street Booty. She was the one of the most common hookers. She was out there every single day, rain or shine, snow, hail, it didn't matter. She was on that same corner. She always had sunglasses on. But man, this chick had one of the most beat up bodies I've ever seen in my life. Like, she was rough. And it did not stop these guys at all. They were still there 7 days a week, picking her ass up. So then I'm sitting inside one night after I came back in from lunch break, and for some reason I had Street Booty on my mind. And Sam Hunt just put out a brand new song, and it was everywhere. I mean, it was the most popular country song in the world. Body Like a Back Road.
Yeah.
It was nuts, dude, how much I heard this song. Well, it came on the radio, and I've always done this my whole life. I've always taken songs and changed the words, but I always kept it in my head and then just re-sang it in my head when that song came back on. Well, for some reason, that song came on that night, and I was like singing it, but then the hook came on, Body Like a Back Road, and I just switched it up, and I got to thinking about Street Booty out there. I was like, Body Like a Crack Hoe, and then I was like kind of singing it a little bit, and it kind of clicked. I'm like, dude, that's actually kind of fucking funny. I was like, okay, hold on, we might be able to do something with this. So I played around with it for the rest of the night. I came back in the next day, and I heard it again on the radio. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I started singing the hook, and then I was like, dude, I'm done. I'm writing this fucking song. I'm about to do I didn't know what a parody was, so I just called it a remake. I'm like, I'm about to do a remake of this. So about an hour or two went by, and I had everything set up and ready. And I went over to one of my buddies I work with. I'm like, hey, man, I need to ask you a favor. He's like, what? I was like, I got this song in my head, man, and I think it's really funny, and I just want to sing it for you. And just tell me if it sucks. That's fine. But if you think it's funny, then I might actually do something with it. So he came over, and I found the instrumental online, and I started singing it. And then a couple other guys came over, and my one buddy fucking was on his knees on the floor because he couldn't breathe. He was laughing so hard. He was like, dude, if you don't fucking put that on Facebook or YouTube or something, he's like, I swear to God, I will purposely get you fired. I was like, all right, dude, I'll put it on YouTube and just see what happens. I was like real insecure about my teeth and shit. So I was like, man, I'm really nervous. So I was like, I'm going to wait till I get home and do it in the dark. So I went home, I recorded it in my truck. I uploaded it to YouTube, went to sleep. Didn't think anything was going to happen. I was like, it'll probably get like 6 views, because most of my videos had like 7 or 8, sometimes 15 or 20 views. I was cool with that. I still would be. I uploaded that video, and I woke up the next day around noon, and it had 400 views. I'm like, how the fuck does this have 400 views? But I only got 61 subscribers. What the fuck just happened? I was wigging out, man. So I was like, oh man, I'm fucking famous now.
Hell yeah.
I was like ecstatic. So I was like, all right, let's turn that 400 into 800. So I took the video off of YouTube and I shared it on my Facebook, and all my friends and family, they were like cracking up. Like, I'm sure I got some bad judgment, but all my friends was like, dude, this is comedy gold. And the next thing you know, that video just took off. And before I know it, it was like 30, 40,000 views in like a couple weeks. So, and I just got tons of requests on that video on the comments. People were on YouTube like, dude, we need more. This was gold. You got to have more in you. And I was like, yeah, no, I definitely do. Like, I do this all day. I just never share it with anybody. So after that, I was hanging out at my neighbor's house, and I was starting to think of like old country songs. I'm like, man, I'd like to do a classic. And Sold by John Michael Montgomery came on. We were jamming out to that. And I was like, I bet I could do a parody of that. My neighbor was like, nah, that's too fast for you. I don't like being told no to stuff. I'll immediately prove you wrong. It doesn't matter which category or subject we're talking about. Somehow or another, I will prove you wrong. So I was like, okay. Next day, by 3:30 in the afternoon, I had the song finished, wrote and recorded and posted. And that one got a lot of great feedback too. It's over 1 million views right now.
Oh, wow.
And it just kept going and kept going and kept going. And my YouTube just kept climbing and climbing and climbing. Next thing you know, I'm at like 100,000 followers. I went out and celebrated the day I hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I was shooting fireworks off in the middle of December in the middle of my street. And yeah, it was awesome, man. And I'm still thankful, because if it wasn't for the parodies, I don't know if I would even have the opportunity to be recording actual music that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah,
so,
that's incredible.
Yeah, it's been a fun ride.
Hell yeah, that's so incredible.
So where you work though, what you said it was in Cincinnati, right? When you wrote that? All right, good. I just want to make sure that Brandon's vehicle, you didn't see his when he was pulling up for that street booty. So
no comment. That was years ago. I was a different person then. So yeah, no, let's talk about this freaking album, dude. No. This album, Living a Dream, dude. You just did it. Came out this year. You had a couple of other singles that came out, Bipolar and then Best Friend. Best Friend's awesome too, by the way. That talking about your lady friend, that's freaking awesome. So you just dropped the album. So tell us about that. Like you said, you're so talented. The writing the songs comes easy to you, and I kind of feel like it was a little therapeutic on some of the stuff that you talked about your past and about your childhood and kind of how you grew up and stuff like that. But yeah, let's talk about it, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'll get into that, but real quick, I just want to tell you guys, so you know how I put out the song Bipolar?
Yeah.
Well, that's because I am bipolar, and I fucking did something really stupid one day when I was having a bipolar moment. About 6 months ago, that first parody I had, Body Like a Crack-O, it was up over 7 million views, and I had a hair up my ass one day, and I for some reason I had like a bad comment or something on it that just got to me, and I completely deleted it off my YouTube. So I kicked myself in the ass for that. But that's part of the reason where that song came about.
Yeah.
But anyways, to jump into the album, I'm going to tell you guys how it all got started. And I've been writing songs for a long time. Like I said, since I was a young teenager. But while I was doing all these parodies, I was trying so hard to use it as a way to be able to make real music too. I was always talking to people in the comments and stuff that was commenting on my videos, like trying to get my hands on some instrumentals, trying to get my hands on a guitar player, anything I could. And it just wasn't paying off. I just couldn't seem to link up with the right people. Well, one night I went to a concert. Have you guys ever heard of Charlie Farley?
No.
What about Second Chance?
That sounds more familiar, but I can't be.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Charlie Farley and Second Chance are both country rap artists, and they're both from the South. Well, I had seen a flyer where they were coming to my hometown, and they were doing a show at this little venue. And the week before, it was like 2 weeks before, Upchurch was there. And he put on a hell of a show. And I was like, man, I really don't want to go back. But at the same time, I don't want to miss out on these guys because the venue's so small. But I was like, man, I'm going to check these guys out. I've always wanted to see Second Chance. And I was a big fan of Charlie Farley. So I went to the show and was watching the show and stuff, and I've met a couple people that opened up for him, and one of them was Katie Noel. I don't know if you know who she is, and the other one was this country rapper guy named Drix. So I'm talking with them after the show, and me and Drix started talking. I told him about my YouTube and stuff and making parodies, and one thing led to another, and we kind of like hit it off right off the rip. And he gave me his phone number. He's like, man, hit me up sometime, man. Let's hang out and make some videos or something. I'm like, dude, bet. And we swapped numbers, and we ended up becoming close friends and shit. And he was into music, and that was something I wanted. I always wanted to be close in with people who like make music and shit like that. So one day, finally, I popped the question. I'm like, man, dude, I was like, I would love for you to help me out and try to help me figure out how I can start making my own music and like I like doing parodies, but I want to make my own music too. And he was like, oh, dude, no problem. And next thing I know, he's sending me his producer's number and information. He was like, here's who I get all my beats from. Hit him up, tell him you're my boy. He'll hook you up and get you right. I'm like, bet. So I messaged the guy, and we chatted for a little bit, and next thing I know, I bought my first instrumental.
Nice.
So
that is awesome. Hell yeah. Now he's on this album, right?
Drix is, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah. Because I remember hearing you say his name, and then he comes on in one of the songs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, I take that back. Before I bought my first instrumental, he let me feature on one of his songs on one of his albums. It was a song called Mama Tried.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the first time I ever got to record on a real song. And that was fun.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Now, I know with the album, I started making a list of songs that I was like, I really like these songs. And then I was like, oh, shit, like this is the whole album. So, but I'll just like, I'll keep it real. Obviously, Jeff was singing Danger Ranger when we were setting up. That song is a banger.
I pulled up doing, I just bust in the house just singing Danger Ranger.
Yeah.
I didn't love it.
Yeah. I had a Danger Ranger myself, and yeah, a little I can't remember what year it was, but it was extended cab FX4 package. It was badass. I love that truck. So
I've never wanted a Ranger more now since I've heard that song.
Hell yeah, you need something to pull your boat too.
I'm gonna find a goddamn Ranger.
Yeah. Also like that one, Small Town Summer Nights, we talked about that. That's a freaking awesome song. And plus you singing that. So I feel like you singing it anyway. Like you rap, you know, have certain verses, but dude, you got a pretty damn good voice for a singing voice too. I was like,
thanks,
hell yeah. I was like, that's awesome. Rowdy Some Bitch, that's awesome. And then Living the Dream, obviously the title track is killer, and then Better Days are the ones that all stick out. And I'm pretty sure that's at least half the album that I love. And then, you know, I can go into Raising Hell, Praise Dale, all those. I mean, they're freaking awesome. So
thanks,
yeah, you did a really incredible job. You're really, really talented.
What was the first instrumental that you bought for the album? What was the song that you first recorded for that kicked it all off?
My very first one was Hillbilly.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
That's the
killer too,
opener, isn't it? The opening track on it.
Yeah.
Album, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the whole album is incredible, man. So tell us, so you recorded all the album, you got it out this year. How long has it been out?
Since July 23rd.
Got it.
So yeah, on Spotify, I think it was saying it was like a month and a half old or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I put it out in July. Well, I released it in July. I'm not exactly sure when it hit stores and all stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm still learning about a lot of stuff as I go, but
sure.
Yeah, I put it up on DistroKid, and DistroKid releases it to all the stores and stuff like that. So I put it up there in July.
Yeah. So it's on all major platforms, right? We listen to it on Spotify. That's where we normally, but I know probably Apple Music and all that good stuff. And yeah, that's awesome. Hell yeah. So
talk to me about tour. Are you going to tour at all for this? Are you going to do any type of shows for this?
Well, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Okay. I had one offer to open up for some country rap artists and some really cool Southern rock bands. And when the time got closer and closer, I completely bailed out because I was a nervous fucking wreck.
Understood.
So,
that's fair. Yeah.
There's that, and the fact that I wasn't really prepared, because I see all these, even small artists, when they do shows, they have DJs, they have drummers, they have merchandise. I have none of that. So I was like, I think I need to get my shit together before I start doing shows. So one thing I did invest in was a Cricut so that we can start making merchandise and stuff like that. But I've yet to find a DJ or a drummer. So I'm working on that.
All right. Hell yeah. That's fair enough for sure. Well, we can't wait to see you. You know, if you ever decide to come up to Michigan for anything, we'll definitely be there.
Oh, you're in Ohio, right?
Like, yeah, it's not that far.
It's not that far at all.
No.
Shit, I'd make that drive.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if it's something local for sure for you down there, I would make the trip.
And I got to plug this too, because I mean, you're a musician. I have my own film production company. So if you ever want a music video, let's link up.
Yeah, definitely. Hell yeah. He's done a couple of them for sure. They've turned out great, but yeah, like I just appreciate you sitting down with us, dude. I know we're kind of coming up on time and everything like that. And Jeff, do you have one more question for him?
I just hit me with this. I Danger Ranger, man. I want to know, like, how fast was that? Like, I can't stop thinking about that song. And oh, fuck, man, I've never wanted a fucking Ranger as much as I do now. God, everything about that, just like all the things you can do when
what was it? You jack it up or slam it on its nuts. That's amazing. That's a killer line.
Yeah, man.
Shit. Yeah, how'd that song come about? You drive a Ranger, then must be. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I just hopped out of it. But yeah, with that song, I wrote the song before I bought an instrumental for it, and me and my buddy, I bought my Ranger right after my buddy had bought one, and he kept bugging me about it. He's like, "Man, we need to do a Danger Ranger song," because that's what he always called his. And I was like, "Yeah, man, we will one of these days." And then I was just sitting at work one day. All my songs get wrote at work. It's something I do to pass the time. But I started putting the hook together first. I'm turning heads when I come rolling down the road. And then I wrote the hook, and I was like, "Man, what do you think about this hook? I know you want to do this Danger Ranger song." And he's like, "Dude, we got to do it. That sounds awesome." He's like, "Finish writing it up and let's go look for an instrumental." I was like, "All right, bet." So I ended up writing the whole song that day. And then I got on the guy's website. I don't know. I'm having a brain fart right now. His name's Adam, but he goes under Dub 3030. That's who I get my instrumentals from. He's out of Tennessee. So I got on his website and I went through a couple of them, and I just heard that one instrumental. I was like, "Oh, this is it right here. This is definitely it." So I told my buddy, I'm like, "All right, I found an instrumental. I got the song wrote." He was like, "Dude, go do it." I was like, "I'm going to, but you're coming with me." He's like, I can't fucking sing. I was like, "Well, you're going to, buddy. I already made the appointment. We're in Thursday at 6:00. He said, "Oh my God, I got to cut my hair. I got to shave. I got to work out." I was like, "Dude, we're not doing a music video. Calm down. We're just going to go sing the song." He's like, "I'm drinking hot apple juice for the rest of the week. I got to get my vocals right. I need at least 2 weeks." I'm like, "Dude, just be ready by Thursday. I'm coming to pick you up." So me and him grew up together, and I went and got him, picked him up after work. We shot up to the studio, man, and laid it down. It was awesome. It was fun. But at the same time I did that, I did Raising Hell, Praising Dale right after that same session.
Hell yeah. That's another killer one for sure. Yeah. I could appreciate that, because isn't that the one where you talk about, I'm a big short track racing guy. So you talk about late models and modifieds in that?
Yeah, man. I love racing.
Hell yeah. For sure. I just actually went down to Indiana and picked up a 600 micro sprint to run next season. So yeah, just for something to do. Yeah, hell yeah. I appreciate short track racing. So I was like, fucking right. This is awesome.
I love it.
How long did it take you to put that entire album together? The moment you stepped in the first time to record the first song to this is it, we're done, let's start wrapping this up in post. How long was that?
I started on my very first song in November, and I had no intentions on doing like a full album. I was just going to like start recording music and just put them out one by one. And I think I did Hillbilly like sometime around Thanksgiving. I bought the instrumental right around Thanksgiving, and I put that out, and then I can't remember which one I did after that, but after I did like 3 or 4 of them, my buddy Drix is telling me, he's like, "Dude, do an album. Don't just drop them one by one," because I was just putting them out after I record them on YouTube. He's like, "Record like enough to do an album and drop a whole album, bro." He's like, this is your music. They're not parodies, so you can actually do stuff with this now, because I can't put any parodies out on Apple. I can't put them out on, Pandora or Spotify, anything like that, because I don't own the copyrights to them.
Right.
But with these songs, I could. And he was like, "Dude, you need to do a whole album." And I was like, "All right, well, shit, let's get to it." So I ended up, putting some time in. It's a little costly, I'll say that.
Yeah.
So I was trying to save up money and work overtime and stuff like that. I worked a lot of overtime to pay for the instrumentals and studio time. But yeah, by July, I was ready to rock.
Hell yeah. Well worth every penny, because this album is killer. I can't say that enough, dude. It is absolutely amazing. So
I took it back. I had the whole album done in May. I forgot about this. And I had another song that I want to do. I still have it in my phone. It's going to be on the next album, but I'm featuring my cousin in it. She's got like this beautiful, amazing voice. And me and her were trying to get this song done, but she wasn't ready because she's never done anything like that before. So I was like, you know what? just gonna drop this album, and then we'll get this right on the next one. So me and her's got a song ready for the next album, and it'll be a good one.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. You're already working towards the next thing for sure. You got this banger out, and then it's gonna come up. Yeah, like you said, but this is normal life for you. You just, your creativity just flows. So that's awesome. Hell yeah.
That kind of leads into my next question was what's next then? Like you put this out about a month and a half, 2 months ago. What's next? What do you want to do?
I want to do some music videos, man. I definitely want to. I've looked into like a couple different people, and it's so far out of my price range. It's unbelievable. So I'm like, well, I would like to do a music video, but I can't start out at like $1,200. That was like the cheapest I found.
Right.
So I'm like, well, I'll shop around a little bit. I'm sure I can find somebody. So I'm going to start saving up some money, try to link in with the right people, get some music videos shot for this album. Once I get at least 2 or 3 of them done, I'm going to try to start then doing shows.
Hell yeah.
Start working on my next album and go from there.
Hell yeah, man. We can't wait to see you live in person for sure. So definitely keep me posted, and I'll, obviously, I'm a big supporter of your fan page, so I'll definitely be keeping my eyes on you for sure. I don't have anything. You have anything that you want us to cover?
Where do you want everybody to check you out at?
Yes.
So YouTube, man, that's where it's all at. I put more videos on YouTube than anywhere else. I got TikTok and Instagram and everything, but YouTube seems like they are the least softest, because I get put in Facebook jail a lot on Facebook. I get a lot of videos taken down off of TikTok. Yep. And so I would say YouTube's the best place to go to watch most of my videos. And my music, as far as my music goes, it's everywhere. It's on Amazon.com. It's on Apple Music, it's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, Pandora. Pandora's like my go-to. But I do a little bit of everything. I'm doing music, I'm doing comedy, I do inspirational videos, I do a little bit of everything, and I put almost every video that I do up on YouTube first.
Hell yeah. That's perfect. Definitely. All of our listeners, TFG Nation, go to YouTube, subscribe to this man, because he's incredible. He's got tons of good stuff. You'll laugh your ass off. You'll be inspired, and you're definitely going to hear some kick-ass music. So
it's going to be stuck in your head for quite a while.
Yeah, hell yes. Man, we appreciate you so much. Yeah. Thank you for sitting down with us. You're incredible. You're just a down-to-earth dude, and we appreciate you big time.
Man, I'm honored. I really am. I appreciate it, guys. This was fun.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Oh yeah, man. Well, we appreciate you. Everybody, like you said, check them out. YouTube, check out the new album on Spotify, Pandora, all the major platforms, and then definitely head over to YouTube and be prepared to laugh your ass off, because this man's he's a genius. So just sit back and enjoy.
Absolutely.